I'm sure people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything except my faith. I want to fall forward.
Find out the reasons that you do what you do. Find out the reasons that will make you strong, that will make you walk by faith and not by sight, that will make you pursue your dream when everybody is against you or don't believe in you no more. I kept the faith. I kept it. I lost a lot of stuff. I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of strength. I lost a lot of courage. I lost a lot of time. I lost a lot of money, but I kept down on my knees. I was still believing. Broke, I was believing. Lonely, I was believing.
You matter. There's a reason. I want to make sure you understand the reason. The reason why I told you you matter is because you'll never have, you'll never be, you'll never do. You are powerful beyond measure. Your daddy wasn't in your life. Your mother wasn't in your life. I don't know. You didn't have a mentor. I don't know. But you may have never heard someone look you in your eye, look you in your soul, and tell you that you not only matter, you're powerful.
Want to know why most people can never get anywhere in life? Why most people never live, never experience, never build, never do anything worthwhile in life? You know why? Because most people's egos are so inflated and so fragile that they won't allow people to see them be bad at something. You've never done something before. You expect yourself to be awesome at it. You haven't done the work. You haven't put in the time, you haven't put in the study hours, you haven't had the experience, but you expect to be good. And because you expect to be good, but you know you're not gonna be good, you don't do anything.
I want you to take your life to a whole new level. I want you not only to understand you matter, I want you to go in that mirror and say, I matter. You can't activate light. You can't begin to experience light in the way you want to experience. You can't have it. You can't be it. You can't do it until you activate it. Until it's all in there. All your gifts, all your talents, everything you need to do to be what you've been called to do, what you've been birthed to do. You can't do until you activate it, until you recognize you matter.
When we live a faith-driven life, I expand my vision of doing things beyond my comfort zone. People that you love close to you, that look at you with that look and say, why don't you try something else? Why don't you give up? It hurts very badly. I know what that's like.
You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. The point is, every graduate here today has the training and the talent to succeed. But do you have the guts to fail? If you don't fail, you're not even trying. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did.
You want to be somebody who succeeds? You want to be somebody who builds something? You want to be somebody who people write books about one day? You are going to have to be okay with being bad at for a long time. When I first started in business, I didn't even know what the I was selling, but I didn't care because I was going to figure it out. All right. And that's the mentality you guys have to have. You have to be okay with looking like an idiot for a long time. And a lot of you guys, you'd rather be too cool for school. You'd rather be the cool kids at the high school lunch table than be the person who actually goes out, takes a leap of faith, decides they're going to try something new, and actually becomes an expert at it over time. Guys, you have to be okay not being good at all right? Every valuable lesson that you're going to come across in your life is going to come from you something up, aka failing.
You were born for greatness. not to be a victim. No, life happens to everybody. Everybody. And no one escapes it. It's called, as Viktor Frankl talk about in the book, Man's Search for Meaning. It's called unavoidable suffering. Life is difficult. I wish I could tell you, you know what? All you can do, all you really need to do, just think positive and be enthusiastic, and everything gonna work out all right. I wish I could tell you that, and that would be so.
Here's your problem. You don't really believe that it's gonna happen to you. I'm doing this because of a reward I might receive or because I'm being forced to do it. Here's the final one. I'm doing this because I feel guilty or I think I ought to do it. Yep, you in school because your mama wants you to be in school. You ain't trying to be no engineer. That's why you can't do well. So you're not gonna do what you want to do because your mama don't want you to do it, but you're doing what your mama wants you to do. You're not gonna be successful that way. So it's gonna be hard to knock on 100 doors when you don't really think knocking on those doors is gonna get you what you try. But if you think knocking on those doors, you knocking like, I hope someone's here. I hope they say yes. That's why you haven't been able to make your dreams become a reality, because you don't value it. You don't value what you do.
You know, I hate failing as much as the next guy. Dude, I probably hold the record for the most broken Nintendo controllers on the face of the earth because I hate losing. But that's the point, okay? I hate to lose. But the thing is that once you understand that every time you lose, it's an opportunity for you to not only learn that lesson, but take it a +1 step past the lesson, you'll start to appreciate those lessons. You'll start to be okay with not being good at shit.
It's an urge. It's an urge. Truth be told, every champion has felt it. Every president has felt it. Every king has felt it. Every lion has felt it. Every winner has felt it. Every soldier has felt it. Every victorious person has felt it. The urge to quit.
You don't want to be the guy who's 37 years old, living in mom's basement, yelling at her for a hot pocket. Okay? You trolling people on the internet. You don't want to be that guy. And if you don't want to be that guy, you're going to have to understand that losing is a part of ultimately winning. You're going to lose a lot more than you win. And when you win, you're going to figure out how to get better on top of it. If you're a true winner, you know, they don't celebrate their wins. True winners take the win and they say, how could I have even gotten better? How could I have ran the score up? How could I have won by twice as many points? So you never really feel like you win. And you have to be okay with that. Okay? There's not one thing that I don't look at in my life and say, man, how could I get better at that? How could I win at that? How could I run the score up on that? That's how much I love to win. But I look at every single loss. I've learned to look at every single loss as an opportunity of how to win more. And that's what you need to do too. You don't look at it like, hey, everybody's going to point and laugh. You guys have to understand that if you are willing to be bad at shit, you will have the last laugh on these same people that we're talking about.
If someone has done it, then you can do it. It's possible. And that if someone can make their dream become a reality, that it's possible that you can make your dream become reality. I can bounce back from adversity and reinvent my life. It's possible. Regardless of where I am, that things can get better for me. Because things happen to you in life that you can never, ever anticipate. And many times when those things happen, you want to give up.
I don't care if you don't have the money, and you don't have the help, and you don't have the family for it, and you don't have the background for it, and you don't have the friends for it. Don't you give up on your dream. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. It may take you twice as long. You may have to take courses and classes. You might not read as fast. You might not move as quick. You might not have as much. But don't you quit. As weak as you are, as tired as you are, as many mistakes as you made, you do make a difference. Until you have had the taste of finishing, you will not respect until you follow through, until something is done, come hell or high water. Tears and struggles and pain, and you go through it anyway, and you show up and you continue to fight on no matter the circumstances. After a while, something begins to wither inside of you. If you lose a job, keep the faith. If you lose the spouse, keep the faith. If you bury your child, keep the faith. If you have to downsize, keep the faith. If you have to move in with your mama, keep the faith. If you're at your wit's end, keep the faith. If you have to catch the bus, keep the faith. If you have to thumb, keep the faith. If you get sick, keep the faith. If you lose your kidneys, keep the faith. If you got heart trouble, keep the faith. You might not get a new heart, but you gotta keep your faith.
Yeah, see, there's something for all of us to do. There's a calling on your life. And you're greater than your circumstances. You're greater than anything that has ever happened to you. What are you hungry for? Because when we come out of this, our lives will never be the same again. A lot of people are going to be left behind. A lot of people will be devastated. A lot of people are going to have nervous breakdowns. A lot of people will take themselves out. But a few people, those who are able to rise, a few people, the road to life is straight and narrow, but few there be that find it, because few there be that are hungry. You got to go all out. It takes everything in you. You got to feel that you were chosen for such a time as this. This is an appointment, a divine appointment for your dream.